What is going on, everyone? We are back with another review for another story from a movie that we were watching. In this video, we are going to be talking about Bangkok Haunted's Black Magic Woman, which is the second of three stories in this movie. Last Sunday, we covered Legend of the Drum. Today, we're covering Black Magic Woman. Next Sunday, we'll cover Revenge. So... this story gets like a 4 out of 10 from me, okay? And I'm just being honest. I can't go much more than that. It's boring. This story was boring. It was a lot of obviously this girl who is afraid to approach guys. Her neighbor. One night she hears her neighbor getting it on with somebody. And then the next day they were moving out. And as she's moving out, the neighbor's like, hey, I've got a secret. Gives her this potion. It's like a love potion. She slips the potion onto somebody's hand. That person tracks her down later. They get it on. He dies because of... I assume he dies. We're not 100% sure, I think. But we're pretty sure he does. He dies from whatever it was. After they get it on, and then after that, she finds a guy in a boat. She really likes him. She gets more of this stuff. Sends him over to. Eventually, slips it into his drink at a club. He comes over. They get it on. He dies the next morning by getting hit by a car. She starts to get haunted by ghosts of people that have died. Not just people that she was dealing with, but other people as well. And then eventually the last guy that she was with came back and I guess scared her to death or held her to death or whatever. She died though. And then at the very end, his ghost was with her ghost inside the coffin. And he was like, oh, now we could be together forever. It's just not an interesting story beat. It's not... And what little bit of interesting there could have been, it could have just had more to it. It was a lot of sitting around waiting for something to happen. The burn was just too slow without enough payoff to warrant the burn. And that's the thing, right? There's a lot of stories out there that, like, they're slow burn stories, but eventually the payoff is worth the wait. A prime example I could think of is Midsommar. Midsommar is one of those movies that, like, as you're watching it, it just seems like it's going so slow, not much is going on, but then at the end, the payoff, absolutely worth the burn. This is one of those stories that's just not. I don't know. We're learning more. The frame narrative also just seems kind of pointless. It's just a group of girlfriends that are all sitting together, and as they're sitting there talking, they're just sharing stories. It's like it's just not necessary. It almost gives an episodic feel for a TV show, and it's not a TV show; it's a movie. So they probably could have just had the 3 separate movies, like the 3 separate stories, spliced together. Just give us a title card, letting us know that the movie's changed, and then it moves on. But yeah, again, this isn't a very. This one specifically isn't a very long review. I just don't know what else to talk about with it. I'm as far as I'm not a fan of like her having to slip things into dude's drink either. Um, Mostly because of like the implications, and I'm not just talking about like, oh, because today it's a whole new, like, things like this have been going on for fucking ever. Whether it's guys doing it to girls, girls doing it to guys, it's happened. I don't know. This story could have been so much better. And I'm bummed because, like, the Wikipedia doesn't even say who wrote or directed any of these specific stories. It looks like... I guess the whole movie is directed by Oxide Pang and Suit Personagium or whatever. Yeah. But alright, guys, that was a short one. I'm thirsty. I'm going to go get some water and watch the rest of this movie and record it. And we'll see you guys next Sunday. Toodles.